Oh my goodness, it worked. So I was trying to tag all my winners and it wouldn't let me go live. So I'm going to tag you guys in the comments, but I have 5 or 6 winners at least from different things from my page, my text posts. So thanks for participating. I love giving away goodies. And we're going to learn about bronzer today, okay? So I'm going to talk about bronzer, where to place it, what brush I like best. If you don't have that brush, what I would do, okay? Bronzer is kind of meant to be put on the high points of your face where you would get naturally sun-kissed outside. And it's the perfect time to add bronzer to your makeup routine. And our bronzer works with any makeup. So if you are a diehard, whatever you use, our bronzer will work beautiful with it. Our cream bronzer is the best, and I always talk about the bronzer collection. That includes a blush and bronzer brush, which is my favorite to apply our bronzer, and a bronzer of your choice. I like Bella, but we have 5 to choose from. But Bella works for pretty much everybody. So I'm going to show you where I like to put bronzer. Okay, we already know this is my favorite brush to use with bronzer, and I'll tell you why. I love this big fluffy end, and I like to put bronzer right next to Glow Illuminator or 2 bronzers together, or your Bella next to Glow Illuminator, because this brush is big. So this way I can just kind of circle in these 2 tins. So it can either be 2 Bellas or a Glow or a Nova Illuminator if you like a little sparkle. And then you just kind of sink that larger end of your blush and bronzer brush into those 2 tins. Now, on one side, I'm going to do it with the blush and bronzer brush, and then I'm going to show you, if you don't have the blush and bronzer brush, what I would do. So I like to put it top of forehead, and you can look in pictures where you get sun-kissed, so you can see right where I'm placing this. Top of forehead, top of cheek. You're seeing it on this side, tip of nose, and then I like to bring it down my neck because this part of my neck never sees the light of day. So these are kind of the areas I like to place bronzer. Now, if this was all you were doing for a Sunday, you could use the bronzer as a little bit of eyeshadow too, just to deepen that crease. Bronzer is so universal. But if you get the bronzer collection, it includes the blush and bronzer brush and your choice of bronzer, okay? And that's an $11 discount than if you bought them separately. So I like to place Bella next to Glow Illuminator or Nova Illuminator or 2 Bellas and use this big end of my blush and bronzer brush and just plop it in there. And then I feel like it's easiest with this brush, top of forehead, right where you get sun-kissed, top of cheek to kind of to lift that cheekbone, tip of nose, and down that neck. Now you can use it as lip liner. You can use it as eyeshadow like I did on this side. But this is how I like to wear bronzer best. This is going to be short and sweet because bronzer is easy, so we don't have to make it hard. And then I'm going to show all the things that I'm giving away and what's to come on Luminate with Lex. So it's important that you're here and commenting because you're going to get a chance to win some goodies. So that's Bella and a little bit of Glow Illuminator on this side. Now, if you don't have the blush and bronzer brush, but you still would love to take advantage of bronzer, I'd take my finger, go in my bronzer, and I'd place it kind of right where we would brush it on with my finger, okay? And then let's say you just have the 3D brush or the shape brush right here. Okay, so then we just kind of blend it out with that brush. And we're going to get the same effect, but this brush just evenly distributes it in kind of one swipe. Whereas if you place it with your finger, you're going to get it where you want on the high points of your face. And then this brush is just basically to blend it out. So you can do bronzer with or without the blush and bronzer brush. It is just by far my favorite brush to apply blush, bronzer, and blending. And the collection saves you $11. So I'm going to put a little bronzer over here. I'm using the smudge brush here. If I'm using any creams as shadows, I love the smudge brush. So just to deepen that crease, just using a little Bella, look at, on both eyes. And then I like to put my bronzer top of cheek, top of forehead, tip of nose, and down that neck. Okay? Bella's easy. Bronzer's easy. And if you have a deeper tone than me and you'd like something a little bit more deep, I would go with Heat Waves. And then if you're a lot more fair, tan lines will be perfect for you. But I have found light to dark, Bella bronzer works really well for all skin tones. So that's kind of where I would push you. But like I said, I love two right by each other because then when you're plopping in with this big brush, you don't have to be careful. So, and like, again, I said I have Glow Illuminator and Bella. I would put Bella by Bella, Glow Illuminator by Bella, or Nova Illuminator by Bella. And then just plop in there. But you can easily do it with any brush. I would just place with your fingers and then blend. Okay,